it's Rhonda here from Nelson Soapery. Today I've got an absolutely fun video that you can do with your children. So my daughter Annie is 13 and she's going to come in and help me make this today. So we're going to do this gorgeous fun mermaid donut bath bomb, and I'll show you exactly how easy it is with the kids, because we're actually doing it with somebody that is younger than myself. Obviously she's only a child. We will not be putting SLSA, so you can easily change that up by just putting in some milk powder and you'll still get the bubbling as well. But if you're working with children, definitely don't let them use SLSA. It is too dangerous and airborne to use with children, and I always say, you know, you need to wear a mask and so on, and it's very hard to teach children to do that. So definitely we're going to be leaving that out, but I've already pre-mixed all my colors in here because these are dyes. We don't want a child to be mixing dyes, but she has her gloves on and she does understand this process as she comes in quite often. But let's get going and I'll show you a great fun project that you can do with the kids. And this one is a unicorn inspired. My daughter chose this particular one. So let's get going, and I'm sure she's going to love it. I will introduce you to Annie and then we will start going. Let's go. All right, everyone, so we're almost ready to get started. So this is Annie. Yes, she is much taller than me, even though she is only 13. So she has her gloves on. Hold your hand up to show Annie. So she's ready to go and everything has been sanitized. So from here, I will give you a quick shot of all of the products we're going to be using, and then we'll get going. And Annie is going to weigh all of this up as well, which is great for kids to teach them a little bit about math, and that it is not easy making something. They need to measure everything and keep everything clean. So let's get going and I'll show you the products we're going to be using. All right, everyone, we're ready to start. So here we have our ingredients. So here we do have our bicarb in a container, but Annie will be measuring all that up on the scale. Then I do have my fragrance. I'm choosing to use bubblegum from Aroma today, and it goes with our little unicorn theme. I do also have my colors already mixed up. So we are using acid red, which will turn into hot pink. Then we'll be using a purple and teal, and they are from Sud Off in Australia. And then Annie will be showing you how easy it is to actually be using the hand press that I use for my donut bath bombs. And then of course the resin molds that we have here, they are in the donut resin ones. I will give you the links all down the bottom. In the containers here I have some kaolin clay. We have some standard milk powder, which this is just a full cream one. You can get it at your local shopping centre. And we're going to be using some apricot oil in here, and as well as some jojoba oil that I pop into all of mine. And then just at the top here, we do have the scales and everything sitting ready to go. So let's go and make some bath bombs and have some fun. So next, Annie will be doing the rest, and I will just be instructing her, just as you can do with your children at home, and have a really fun mother and kid day, or dad and kid day, whichever you prefer. All right, everyone, we're ready. So we have the scale in front, and I've given Annie a really quick instruction on how to use the scale, but you can just use a kitchen scale at home that you have. Just a basic one is more than fine. Obviously, this is a soaping, quite a large one, but any one is fine. So Annie, today we are going to be putting in the bucket on top, so she's aware that we're going to be putting this in. And then we have already torn out the scale, but we also do need our sifter that we're going to sit on top so that we can pour the bicarbonate soda straight into this. So push the tear button, Annie. So now we've got it back to 0, and now what she's going to be doing is just putting the bicarbonate soda in. So I'm just going to move everything out the way for her. I should have done that before and I didn't. That's a mumsy fault, but that's okay. So in this bucket here, she's just going to pop the bicarbonate soda straight in the top, and we need 1,000 grams. So this is just a standard mix. So make sure that it says only 1,000. So keep going, it's only at 200, it needs to be 1,000. So just explain to your kids as you're going along, you know, the exact amount, and that they need to have it absolutely perfect, because we want this to be a really good mix. And that way, once they make it, they can also use the bath bombs. So just a little bit, don't do it, just a tiny bit now, because you want it to be 1,000, so just a little bit at a time. That's it, that's fine. So it's a 1006, which is fine. That little bit doesn't matter at all. And so now, Annie, you're going to use your hands with your gloves and just mix that so that it all goes to the bottom. because we want this to go through the sifter. So you want it to shake through the bottom, but if you wiggle your hands in it, yeah. So she's just going to sift it in there, and like I said, this is a bit that's really fun for your children to help with. Obviously, I don't have gloves because I'm not touching anything, but Annie will be doing all of the work because she's the one with the gloves on. So she's just going to mix this in so that it goes down the bottom. We won't be adding our citric acid in until later, especially when you're working with children, because they don't understand how to quickly you know, mix everything so that it's not going to activate. So from here, we won't do the citric acid until a little bit later. So we're going to do one big mix and then we'll divide it into the 3 colours, but we won't do that till later. So just push that down with your fingers. That's a girl. So after this, we are going to be adding in all the rest of our dry ingredients. That's fine, darling, you've done that. So now what we're going to be doing is we do have a little mixture. So in my hand here, Annie is going to be doing this. So this is going to be 3 tablespoons of cream of tartar, and this will actually help it be hard. That's it. That's fine. And you definitely need this in. If you do not put this in, your bath bomb will turn to powder. It will not stay very hard at all. So definitely need this. Cream of tartar can be bought from your local shopping centre as well. And now we're going to be putting in the other ingredients. Annie will hold the tablespoon. Because we're not using SLSA, we're going to be using here the milk powder, just a standard one. So this is a full cream milk, and he's going to be putting 2 tablespoons of this in. You can put a heap of tablespoons, that's fine. Put it through the sieve. Yep, and another one, and then you can sieve that through like you did the other bit. Yep, so she's just going to sift this first, and then we know we have done this bit. And then she is going to be adding in 1 tablespoon of cream of tartar.
Wait, which one's cream of tartar?
This, oh sorry, kaolin clay, sorry. Silly me, I said the wrong one. I'm telling my daughter the wrong one. I'm not a very good teacher, am I? So now we have done that. So this is all of the powders except for the citric acid. But like I said, we are definitely going to be doing that one last. So we don't need to worry. So for now, I'm just going to move all the scale and everything aside, and I'll come back in just a moment. All right, everyone, we're ready to do the next step, which of course is the wet ingredients. So because children might make a mistake, it's best to hold a little container and let them pour each oil into this container, then into your main mix, because we definitely don't want any accidents, and then your child will be really upset that they've made a mistake. So for starters, we need the tablespoon again, and it's easier to do this in a tablespoon measurement for children as well. So Annie, first you're going to be doing some jojoba oil, which is our first oil, 1 tablespoon in there. So she'll just undo it and get everything ready. Yep. And then, like I said, after you've done each particular one, we'll just take this away so she knows, and pop this in the middle, and Annie will be pouring that in straight into that. So that way, if you make a mistake, it's not the end of the world. And then take that away again. So then now we'll be doing the next one. We're going to be doing our fragrance, which is the brown bottle. So we're going to be doing 1 to 2 tablespoons of the fragrance. For this particular one, we can actually do 2 tablespoons because my mixture is big enough. But do look at your supplier's list on the amount you can actually use. They are all different. This one's bubblegum from Aroma, so it can have a little extra. Once again, she'll pop it straight into there. And I do have my list in my hand, you can probably see, just so that I don't forget what I'm doing, because I have had to alter this recipe a little bit so that it is more of a child-friendly recipe. So now we do have our last oil, which is our pure apricot oil, and we are just going to be doing with this 1 tablespoon. Do you want me to help?
Yeah.
So, you know, this is a big container because obviously this is, you know, we are a soaping business. But if you're at home, you could just have a normal oil. You can also use olive oil if you really want to. Just remember with olive oil, your bath bomb may sink and not float. That would be the only difference. So now from here, I'm going to get Annie to mix all of this. So I'll take all of these away. And you're going to mix this with your hands now. And so you just tell them to be really careful and mix it all in and rub it in between your fingers. And once we have mixed all this in, we are going to get a couple of separate containers so that Annie can actually add in the next bit. There is a little bit more liquid to come, and the liquid is the water that we have already pre-mixed into our liquid dyes as well. So this one won't be wet as anything, but we just want to combine all the oil. So rub it like this in between your fingers, and yeah, that's it. So that all around the edge, make sure there's none left on the edge. So if you just keep instructing your children how to do it, they'll actually be really proud of themselves at the end for making this bath bomb. They'll think it is super, super cool, making their own little bath bomb. And of course, all of the ingredients do need to be mixed. So while Annie continues doing that, and you need to do this for a couple minutes, and then I'll actually just grab a couple more containers so that we can separate the colours. So I'll come back in just a moment once we grab all the containers. All right, so Annie has actually finished mixing all of this mix. So all she's going to be doing now is just putting equal parts into the other containers. So you can do that with your hands, Annie. Just grab it and then put a piece in there. Yeah, maybe a tiny bit more. Yeah. So just divide it equally into thirds. But, you know, if you're doing one colour, you can, of course, just use one colour. So that's all we're going to be doing for now. And I might actually just put a tiny bit more into this one for her. Just shake that into there. So now we do have our 3 colours. So remember, this bit is really messy. You know, Annie is 13, but if you're having children that are primary school age, I definitely suggest that maybe you might want to mix in the colours unless you can trust that they're not going to touch anything, because these are dyes. If it's really young children, you could actually just use a mica, because that way a mica is, you know, not as potent as these ones as well. So I'm going to just help Annie. I'm just going to pour a little bit of this in, because the first one will be our teal, and she's going to just mix this with her hands. And do remember, we are going to put in the citric acid as well. So for the citric acid, there is 500 grams going in, but with that particular citric acid, what we need to do with this as well is I'm going to have to divide that into thirds, because I've got 3 containers. So because I've made it a little bit more difficult, haven't I, doing it this way, but this way she can at least practice, and it really doesn't matter. We will probably change gloves halfway through, but for now we're just going to let Annie mix it a little bit, and we'll just put a little bit more. If you're using the dyes, just put a tiny bit at a time so that your kids can get used to mixing it all together. And it may look a little bit wet at the start, because remember, we haven't added the citric acid into this yet. So that is more than fine. So I'm going to let Annie keep mixing up this green one, and I'm going to organise the citric acid just while she's doing this. And you know, you don't have to be exactly perfect with your citric acid as well. You can have a tiny bit more, a tiny bit less. So don't worry too much about the citric acid. So I'll let her keep mixing this up. I'll come back in a minute and we will organise the citric acid. All right, everyone, we're back again. So what I'm doing now is we're just going to be adding in the citric acid. So to the side that you can't see, I'm just literally weighing up the citric acid per each one. Like I said, just divide it into thirds, but it is 500 grams in total. So Annie's going to pop this in, and once again pop it through the sifter so that we can sift it. And yep, pour it all in, darling. Yep. And she's going to sift it into this mixture, and then we know that this particular one is all done. So nice and easy, and you can mix all that together. So, and then that way the green is totally done. And if we decide at the end, well, this is not wet enough, we can always add either even more dye, or you can spray it with witch hazel. If you don't have witch hazel, you can spray it with some water, but just make sure you're mixing straight away. And in a minute, I will put some gloves on to double check, but for now, that one's probably fine for Annie. And once we come to the end with kids, I always just double check, because it is harder for them to do all of this as well. So once again, we're going to be back to the next one. So the green is finished, and now we will go on to the next color. So we'll go on to this purple, and you're going to be mixing all this one in. If you think you're using, if the gloves are dirty, you can always change them, but purple is a darker color than the green, so Annie is fine to be doing this one as well. Actually, I lied, this isn't purple, this is the pink one, but that's fine too. So she's literally just going to be mixing it all in, and while she does that, I'm going to be weighing up all of our citric acid, because she's going to need to be adding that in as well. Alright, so we'll pop that one in. You can mix all that in. So she's going to mix all that in, and she's doing a really good job. I'm just going to give this one a little bit of a spray because it does need a little bit more, and just mix it in. And that's just witch hazel that I've actually popped into this one for her. But like I said, at the end I will just double be checking it just to make sure that it is the right consistency for the bath bomb, because any child would be really upset if they went to all this effort and made a bath bomb and it didn't work. Alright, so we'll pop that one aside. We know that that one's done. And lucky last, so we're going to be doing this one here, and we'll just add in the next colour, which is going to be this purple. So there you go, Annie. So mix all that one in. And this one's just a tiny mix, so this one may not need as much water or so on. If you ever make a big mistake as well, a quick fix to actually fix it up is literally if you just go and add some more bicarbonate soda. If you make it a bit wet, you can definitely do that. I've done that plenty of times myself. So just rub it in your hands. Yep, that's fine. And now we're going to be adding in the citric acid, so Annie can just sift that one in. And then she just needs to keep mixing it again. Don't worry about those bits. Any lumps, just get rid of those because we don't need those ones. And then, like I said, she's just going to keep mixing this in. We'll just add a tiny bit more of that purple. And it's going to look so, so pretty. And do remember with dyes as well, you don't need to put heaps of dye, and it doesn't need to be massively colourful either. We do want it colourful, but it's not a big problem if it's not totally and utterly colourful. So now she's done this bit here. So now what we're going to be doing is just organising the machine, and then we'll come back in a moment. Alright everyone, we're back again. I've given Annie a quick lesson on how to actually use these gorgeous resin moulds. So with the resin mould, we do have the shaft, which is the main piece. Then we have the bottom and the top of the donut. So she's going to slide the bottom of the donut into it now. And now all you need to do is basically you're just going to be having a teaspoon. And then with this teaspoon, she's just going to put a spoon of each into this mixture and keep going. If you use a teaspoon, you don't mull up all your colours. And then she's just going to pop it straight in here. So it's nice and easy. We'll put it there so everyone can see what you're doing. Just going to pop it at the front. And she can just put whatever colours she wants. So just encourage your kids to just do it, you know, however they want to make something fun. And I have actually gone and just checked all these colours. I've checked that the consistency is really good. Just so that she knows that everything's going to be good when she makes it and she won't be disappointed. And then literally all Annie's going to be doing is keep making these and just filling up this mould to the top. And then she's going to press it in the machine, but I will turn it onto the tray because that is a little hard for kids to turn onto the tray. But they can always have a go. I mean, it doesn't matter if it breaks a little bit. They can still use the bath bomb crumbs in the bath as well. So this is just going to be more of what she would like. And we'll just let her keep going and making this along, and then we'll go to the next step of pressing the top on. Yep, so make sure it's all in there. Need to put a bit more in, it's not full enough yet. A bit more, put a bit green on top. that's fine. And now she's going to be popping on the top. Remember I said just sit that on. And then she can put it into the hand press. Like I said, the hand press is really easy because it's not mechanical. They can't hurt themselves at all. And she's just going to give it a bit of a press, take it out. And then I just have this particular, all it is a cream of tartar container. So she's just going to use that to push down the mold to release it from there. And remember, hold it tight in your hands, and just, she's going to dust off the side. And I told her just to do it on the bench here because we don't want to mull up the colours. And then what she's going to do is get some scissors and just tap around the edge. So not on the top or bottom, but just around the edge. And what it does is it's just helping to release it from the mold. And to make it easier for children, when they're actually unreleasing it, I tell them make sure the circle is up in the air that you can see here. And she can put it on the table, so pop it on the table, and then it's easier for her to take the top piece off. And then I'm just going to be taking this piece and turning it onto the tray. And look how simple that is. So she has made her first little donut mold. The one at the top was a practice before we came on camera. And don't worry if they're not perfect or there's a little crack or something tiny in it, because we're going to be doing a cocoa butter mix on the top of this as well. So Annie's going to keep going and mixing all the rest of these up. And I'm just going to instruct her as we go along as well. So mix all that up with your hands again, just to loosen it. So mix it all up. And, yep. So make sure that the kids are just mixing it up so it doesn't go hard in the container, because children will take longer than you would at home. And yep, so just mix all the colours up a bit more because we don't want them to get hard. And then we're going to keep going. So nice and easy. So this one you need a little bit more mixture because the other one you didn't have quite enough. Yeah, where's the other bit of this one? All right, so we're going to just find one of the containers and we'll be back. All right, we're back again. Annie's going to keep going now until we finish all of these up. So we're just going to let the camera go and you can just watch us along making all of these. But of course, at the end, we'll show you the next bit because we are going to be putting some little unicorn horns in candy on the top. And then we're also going to be doing a cocoa butter in a colour, but Annie can choose whatever colour she wants to do, and more than likely she will choose pink. I'll be surprised if she doesn't. That's it. Alright everyone, we have finished making all of the main bits and Annie is so proud of herself that she's done it. The mixture did definitely start to get a little bit dry, which was a bit hard to the end, but that's why you don't make a massive big batch with children, because if it was, you know, myself or yourself, you'd probably be quite fast at doing it within 20 minutes. But of course, kids take longer because they try and make it look as perfect as they can, and they don't realize how hard it is. But I'm sure Annie can agree that she is now going to appreciate the bath bomb a lot more than just grabbing dozens of them off the shelf in our room just in here. But anyway, Annie will show you, this is her little selection of bath bombs. She's done an amazing job. So now all we're going to do, let them dry, and then she can dip them and have her own special bath bomb. So these ones will be for her, and we will make some more in the shop soon, but Annie usually she'll just give these some to her friends so they can all have a bath bomb each. And then she's made all of these herself, and she can be so proud of herself. So we'll give you a bit of a quick look up. So she did a great job, and as I said, did dry a little bit, but that's okay. Doesn't matter, because Annie can give them away or use them for herself. So I'll come back with the next bit when she does the cocoa dipping, and then she can put on some sprinkles with some little unicorn horns and so on. Anyway. Hey everyone, we're back again. So it is day 2. Of course, these have had 24 hours to dry, and look how cute they are. So Annie's made all of her own, and there's quite a few, and she can give these to her friends. But for now, what we're going to do is organize some sprinkles. So she's decided on these little flamingos, these little pearls, and they're all just a sugar, and then of course a little container of these ones. So you can use anything like that. You can also use a bit of flora if you like. And now we're just going to organize our cocoa mix. So all it is some cocoa butter and then some baking soda, and then you can add whatever mica color you want, just to be able to create a nice fun color. So she can make these all for her friends at school, and then when she goes back tomorrow, not tomorrow, it's going to be the weekend tomorrow actually, so Monday she can give all of her friends one of these that she's made over the break. So in this little container here, we have melted down some cocoa, and you can see it's not totally melted, so we'll mix that in. And then we're going to be putting in some baking soda. And to do some baking soda, this is all we're going to do, is literally use one of these little tiny baby sieves, and then just sieve that into there. And basically you just want it to be like a thick custard, and then she can just pour it all over the top. So we'll get all these ones mixed up, and then we will come back. She has 2 different colors in the mixture. So we're just going to get this ready, like I said, and we'll be back in just a moment to do it all and finish the rest off. All right, everyone, we're back again. So Annie is going to do the next bit. She's going to just drizzle this mixture over the first color, which is a beautiful blue, and she can just drizzle it over the top, and then she's going to add in her sparkles as she sees fit. So I'll let her do the next. Now remember, these ones are for Annie's friends. They are not, they're not for sale. So that way these ones she'll be able to give to her friends, and that's why she's not wearing gloves at the moment, because it's just, you know, for herself and a couple friends that we know that come to this house all the time. So that's okay for her for now, but if it was for sale, of course you would need to wear gloves. So we have mixed up the second mixture, which is this gorgeous like purpley colour, and Annie is just going to sprinkle this on the top and she's realized how fast she needs to work. So she can sprinkle it however she likes, and then she's going to be adding in her sprinkles of choice on the top. It's fine. You can add whatever you like.
Yeah, so this one as well.
Sometimes it's easier with a sprinkle.
Yeah, no, I couldn't get the big ones out.
So I did find these sprinkles here, and I thought she would love these. I mean, look how cute these are, lots of purple and pink ones. Now I do buy these in big lots, so in here it says it's a 500 gram mix, but you don't have to do that. You can just buy some from your local supermarket, you know, just for a couple dollars a container, and they're not that expensive at all, but it makes it nice and fun. And it doesn't matter how much cocoa butter they put on the top, but do remember the amount they put on the top is going to be sitting in the bath. So, you know, you do need to tell people to be careful when they get out of the bath, of course. So she can add all different colours. She can go blue and pink and whatever she likes. So we're just going to let Annie do some free work of her own, however she feels that she's going to be doing it. So I'll let you watch the rest of this, and then I will bring you back for the end result. And I'm sure that you're going to agree they'll be absolutely beautiful. Everyone, I'm back again just to show you the end result. So for Annie, I've actually helped her seal them up because the sealer is a little bit hot for her. So I've sealed them up into our nice shrink wrap here, so you can see they're nice and sealed for her friends. And then we've just made one of these on a pre-cut machine, because I do have a pre-cut machine. So even if it is for a gift, you still need to put a label, just, you know, for all the ingredients that's in it. I really advise it. I know that Australian law does say a sample doesn't need to have that on it, but I just think, you know, it is important even for a friend, because many friends end up in court when they don't do things like this. So do make sure that you do the right thing and make sure everything's labelled. But look how cute they look. So these were her little ones, of course, and this one we'll keep, and I'll pop this in the bath. Well, I'll get Annie to do it actually, and I'll show you how cute it's going to look. So she'll be really excited to pop this one in, and we will show you these crazy beautiful colours and I'm sure you can agree these all look so lovely. So this whole box here is for herself and her friends, so they will get these in a couple days. I hope you have enjoyed listening to our video and myself and my daughter having a lovely little mum and daughter time making these gorgeous little donut bath bombs. Anyway, we'll see you next time. Bye for now.